So speaking of Trump's cabinet, it seems that we are in a corporate-owned government with a Trump administration. We have, you just mentioned, Betsy DeVos, who wants to privatize education. Trump's Secretary of Transportation, Elaine Chao, recently talked about privatizing roads. Our Secretary of State is a former ExxonMobil CEO who is obviously against green energy and everything you stand for. The list goes on and on.
Yes.
So, in your opinion, how long before we start seeing the full effects of the corporatization in America? And and what will be the byproduct of that?
Right. It's going to do a lot of damage, across the board. Dismantling the last vestiges of a safety net in healthcare, with their bill, which is really, some have called it a wealth care bill. It's not a health care bill, it's a wealth care bill. Destroying the environmental justice programs at the EPA, which is part of what they're talking about, which is essentially destroying the little bit of protection that the people who are most in the target hairs right now have. We have an epidemic of asthma and cancer and all sorts of conditions related to air pollution. This is a direct assault on our humanity, on people, on our health, on our survival. It's an absolute tragedy, and it accelerates what's been going on for decades, actually, as we've had a corporatization of our government. And, Congress is now mostly millionaires in the House of Representatives. The oligarchy has taken over. Now the mask has come off, and it's been a big wake up. So the horrible thing is that people are going to get hurt badly, and some of the damage is going to be quite irreparable. Lives are going to be destroyed. On the positive side, the silver lining is that we are mobilizing, and we're mobilizing quickly. And the more mobilized we get, the better, and that has to include politics.
Do you think people are aware enough of the selling off of America to big power conglomerates, though?
It's very interesting, because to listen to the media, you wouldn't know that, especially to listen to, the corporate so-called progressive media, which is all about, let's just go back to Hillary Clinton and the Democrats. To listen to Rachel Maddow, the only problem is that a Republican got elected, not that the Democrats were so bad that they drove a lot of people into that camp. Had Bernie Sanders not been sabotaged, Bernie Sanders would have won this election, and it would be a very different picture. So there's a lot of blame to go around here to both corporate political parties. And in my contacts out in the street and in community meetings, people are very aware. I mean, the Green Party is booming right now. We just had the biggest statewide meeting in California that we've ever had. About 75% of the people who came were entirely new. So, there's been a huge influx. We're seeing the party revived in states where it's been invisible for decades, Montana, New Hampshire, all over the country. So a lot of people are waking up to the fact that we do not have a future between these two corporate parties. We need to stop allowing them to bounce us from one to the other. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We need to stand up for ourselves with our politics.
And real quick, speaking of the media, it seems like they would benefit most out of Trump's corporate policy, even, progressive, so-called progressive media like MSNBC and such.
As the president of CBS actually said during the election, Donald Trump may not be good for America, but he sure is good for my bottom line.
Oh, yes.
So I hope he and the other corporate media executives are happy. But, America is going down the tubes in a very dangerous way that will endanger them as well. So there was a poll done last spring by the AP NORC groups, and what it showed was that 9 out of 10 Americans have lost confidence in our political and social systems. That includes in our executive, our judiciary, our Congress, and our media and our elections. What does that tell you? We had a garbage election, much thanks to the media, and out of that garbage election, we got garbage results. The solution is not just, we needed to change a couple votes or something. We really need to transform our political system and take it back so that it serves us.